अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। लीनियर अलजेब्रा के अपने इस कोर्स में हम इनर प्रोडक्ट वाले चैप्टर में हैं और अपने प्रीवियस लेक्चर में मैंने आप लोगों को प्रोजेक्शन के कॉन्सेप्ट पे हमने पिछला लेक्चर जो प्रोजेक्शन के कॉन्सेप्ट पे कंक्लूड किया था। हमने ऑर्थोगोनैलिटी और वो जो दूसरी चीज़ें डिस्कस की थी। अगर आपको याद हो तो हमने एक वेक्टर लिया था v, एक वेक्टर था w। हमने इस वेक्टर v की प्रोजेक्शन देखी थी इस वेक्टर w पे और इसको नाम और ये जो लेट्स सपोज ये जो प्रोजेक्शन है अगर ये cw है then we noted down that this is v minus cw and we called it v dash and we noted that this v dash this is a perpendicular vector on this w और फिर हमने इसके साथ वो जो फोरियर कोफिशिएंट का कॉन्सेप्ट है उसको भी जोड़ा था प्रोजेक्शन के कॉन्सेप्ट के साथ। इसी को हम जनरलाइज कर रहे हैं। तो ये जो चीज हमने की थी v डैश इज इक्वल टू v माइनस सी डब्ल्यू, वी टेंड टू जनरलाइज और इसको जनरलाइज करने के बाद हम फेमस ग्राम-श्मिट ऑर्थोगोनलाइजेशन प्रोसेस पे जाएंगे। जो ग्राम-श्मिट ऑर्थोगोनलाइजेशन प्रोसेस है इसमें आप किसी भी वेक्टर स्पेस के अगर आपको बेसिस दिए हों तो आप उन बेसिस को ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस के क्या एडवांटेजेस हैं वो हम पिछले लेक्चर्स में देख चुके हैं। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं हम एक रिजल्ट से, उस रिजल्ट का सिंपल सा प्रूफ है उसको देखते हैं और फिर हमने कंस्ट्रक्शन देनी है कि अगर आपको बेसिस मालूम हो तो किस तरह से आप उन बेसिस की मदद से ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हैं। सो लेट्स सपोज if we have v1 v2 up to vr, they form an orthogonal set of non-zero vectors in v and let v be any vector in v and we define v dash as we defined in the case of projection, but now this is a generic expression. Now this v dash is v minus this linear combination of C1 W1 plus C2 W2 and so on CR WR. if you remember तो जो हमने एग्जांपल की थी उसमें हमारे पास ये W1 एक ही था, अब हमने इसको जनरलाइज कर दिया and further this C1 is given by this V inner product with W1 divided by V W1 inner product W1, this is W1 norm square. C2 को भी इसी तरह से डिफाइन किया V inner product with W2 divided by W2 norm square and we went on like that and CR को फिर हमने V inner product with WR divided by inner product of WR with WR. If all this is true then we want to prove that V dash which is this expression, this is orthogonal to each of this W1, W2 and so on WR. Okay, so if it is orthogonal to each one of these and this is what we wanted to prove, तो हम करेंगे क्या, हम arbitrary wi से काम चलाएंगे. So for I from 1 to r, if I consider wi, ये सारा मैंने लिख दिया v dash और इधर लिख दिया wi. Now this will be, if this inner product is 0, we will say that wi is orthogonal to this vector v dash. Okay, in order to do that we simply deal with this inner product. So by the proper linearity property this becomes w inner product with wi and then this c1 goes out and w inner product w1 inner product with wi minus c2 w2 inner product with wi and we go on like that. And this ci, this is a special term in wi inner product with wi and minus so on CR WR inner product with WI. Now we know that this term is 0 because अगर तो I 1 नहीं है तो then this since they are orthogonal so this will be 0. इसी तरह से this term will be 0 because they are orthogonal to each other. This term will be 0 because they are orthogonal to each other and we will be left with this much. So इसका मतलब ये है कि we will be left with this V inner product with WI minus CI WI inner product with WI, and please note that CI is V inner product with WI divided by WI inner product with WI. So these two terms will be cancelled out because these are numbers, and this W inner product with WI minus sorry, this V inner product with Wi minus V inner product with Wi, they can be cancelled out and will be getting the 0. So that means this inner product is 0. And since I was arbitrary, so we can believe that this is true for all values of I from 1 to R. Now we will be taking this idea. Now we'll be taking the idea from this theorem, and we'll be trying to give the construction of Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process. Just to remind you, when we wrote this projection of V upon W, this was CW, and this is how we wrote it. So when you are dealing with these expressions, just tell yourself that we are actually using the concept of projection, and this is the so-called Fourier coefficient. The Fourier coefficient we use in courses of PDEs and ODEs. Now suppose we start from any basis. So V1 to Vn is the basis of an inner product space V, and what is my target? My target is to get an orthogonal basis of this basis. And how we do that? पहले वेक्टर को अब इनका हमने नाम चेंज कर रहे हैं। एक तो जो हमारा ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस वाला जो सेट होगा उसको हमने नाम दे देना है जी W1, W2 and so on Wn. So by W1 is the V1 over here. एक वेक्टर V1 को मैंने जो V1 है उसको W1 बोल दिया. Now I am looking for another vector which is orthogonal to V1, and I call that vector V2. And how I construct that? So W2 is equal to V2 minus this Fourier coefficient times W1, and this Fourier coefficient is V2 inner product with W1 divided by W1 inner product with W1. And this expression is like the expression we proved in theorem. So at the end we will be concluding that these two are perpendicular to each other. Okay. When we write this W3, and for a while if we try to analyze it, if we have this W1 inner product with V2, so if you note that we will obtain this thing, W1 inner product with V2, so this is V2 inner product with W1, and we will be getting and when we will be getting giving that inner product thing, this will be W1 inner product with V2 minus V2 inner product with W1 divided by W1 inner product with W1, and that W1 inner product with W1 will appear here. So they will be cancelled out and these will be cancelled out, and we can see that these two are orthogonal to each other. We continue the process and we develop W3. This is we obtain by V3 minus, now we'll continue the pattern, V3 inner product with W1, W1 inner product with W1 minus, now we have V3 inner product with W2, the previous vector, divided by W2 inner product with W2 times W2. And we continue, we generalize from here. So as we go on, this Wn is Vn minus. Now please note, ये वाला जो आपका vector है, this is the Vn vector, and W1 divided by W1 inner product with W1, and this first entry is W1. As we go, this is Wn inner product with W2 divided by W2 inner product with W2 and W2. And we go on like that. So this first entry is Vn. So over here we have Vn, and multiplied by Wn inner product with Wn minus 1 divided by Wn minus 1 inner product Wn minus 1, and multiply times this Wn minus 1. And this expression looks like the one we proved in the theorem. So that means this expression is perpendicular to those Wi's, as we proved in this theorem. So that means this construction will give us the set of orthogonal vectors. So by applying this process, by using this concept of inner product, if we have vectors from V1 to Vn, we obtain vectors from W1 to Wn, and these vectors obtained are orthogonal to each other by using the theorem which we proved before this initiating this process of Gram-Schmidt. And now we do one example. Just imagine you have R4 and you consider three-dimensional subspace of R4. So if there is and I name it U, and if this is three-dimensional subspace of R4, it will mean that means it will have three bases in it. Now these are any bases, and if you take the inner product, for example, inner product of V1 with V2 is not 0, so that means they are not orthogonal. So I want to develop a scheme where I want to have these vectors with inner product 0, so that will make my computations rather easy. So what I do is I set V1 W1 equals to V1, and this is my first vector. When I am looking for W2, I do what? This is my V2. This is my V2. I put this V2 minus inner product of V2 with W1. So when I take inner product of V2 with W1, W1 is actually this vector. So this gives me 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 divided by inner product of W1 with itself. So this will become 1 plus 1 plus 1. And times this V2, so times this W1, sorry, so this W1, and as I simplify these expressions, I obtain this W2, and this was my W1. And if you look at them and you take their inner product, for example, this will be minus 2 minus 1 plus 1 plus 2. And you can verify that the inner product is 0. So these two vectors are orthogonal. And we look at W3. W3 is, this is V3 minus V3 inner product with W1 divided by W1 inner product with itself. Exactly यही वाला फॉर्म मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया. This is my W1 minus V3 inner product with W2. W2 we obtained this W2, उन दोनों की inner product ले ली, divided by inner product of W2 with itself. So this will become 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4, and multiplied by W2. So this is again my W2. After simplification, I get this third vector. So by using this Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process from three vectors which had inner product different from 0, I ended up getting three vectors which have their inner product equals to 0. Now advantage क्या है इसका? जब हमने coefficients compute करने हो, तो जैसे हमने देखा, जैसे ही हमें गारंटी मिलती है that these vectors are orthogonal to each other, हमारे लिए computation बहुत easy हो जाती है. So from कोई भी बेसिस हमारे पास हो, अगर हम ग्राम-श्मिट प्रोसेस अप्लाई कर लें तो फिर हम वहाँ से ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस में शिफ्ट हो जाते हैं. ऑर्थोगोनल बेसिस के आने के फ़ौरन बाद हमारी जो कंप्यूटेशंस हैं वो बहुत कम हो जाती हैं, कंप्यूटेशंस हमारी बहुत इजी हो जाती हैं. तो जो अगली वीडियो होगी उसमें हम जो इससे मिलते जुलते फर्दर जो मैट्रिसेस के कॉन्सेप्ट हैं और जो सब स्पेसेस, जो वेक्टर स्पेसेस के साथ जुड़े हुए कॉन्सेप्ट हैं उनको देखना है. और ये जो ऑर्थोगोनैलिटी और इनर प्रोडक्ट का कॉन्सेप्ट है, इसकी मदद से हम कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वेक्टर स्पेसेस को सिंपलर वेक्टर स्पेसेस में ब्रेक डाउन कर, सिंपलर वेक्टर सब स्पेसेस में ब्रेक डाउन कर लेंगे. इस वीडियो में इतना ही. शुक्रिया.